Well, hello and welcome. If you are just joining me, together today we are going to be talking about setting your piece up for success. Now, you might be asking, what does that mean? So let me give you a real world example. Imagine you just received a new music book in the mail and you open the book and you see a piece you really want to learn. But as you look at it, you start to feel confused or worried about how you're going to actually be successful in playing this piece. So if you follow with me this step-by-step approach, I guarantee you will be able to set your piece up for success. So before we go any further, I would like to introduce myself. I am Monta Monique, founder and creator of Move Over Mozart, the only place where you can learn music how you want, where you want, and when you want. Now, it doesn't matter if you are a youthful learner or a more mature learner, there are tons of resources and different lessons for every learning level. Again, it doesn't matter if you're just a beginner or even if you are an adult beginner, there is something there for you. So as a gift to you, I am going to give you a free download to setting up your piece for success. And I would suggest that at the end of this video, you download this so you can follow along with this guide in your practice. Now, one other little reminder, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like notification bell because every week there is a new lesson on Wednesday and you don't want to miss your lesson. And at any time during this lesson, if you have a comment or a question, you can just leave that for me in the comment section below and I will definitely get back to you. And you can also find me over on Instagram at #MoveOverMozart where you can DM me. So let's get into the lesson, setting up your piece for success. Now, there are 10 big steps for setting up your piece for success. And today we're going to be looking at step number 4, which is marking the dynamics. Now, in previous lessons, we've looked at step 1, 2, and 3. So last week we looked at determining the tempo. So this week we're going to look at step number 4, which is marking the dynamics. So if you're completely new to music, you might be asking, well, what are dynamics? So I'm going to tell you, dynamics are expressive elements of music. Now, the next question is, why do we use dynamics in music? Well, there are many different answers, but one very simple answer is it will increase the interest in a musical performance. And if you're like me and you like to share your music with your friends and family, this can help you communicate a particular emotional state or feeling. So for today's example, we're going to be looking at a piece called The Lively Boy. So you can just imagine what kind of dynamics we're going to see in there. So let's move over to the piano and see what dynamics does The Lively Boy have for us. So here we are looking at The Lively Boy and we are going to be marking our dynamics. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a colored pencil. You can use any colored pencil you want, but I think for this starting dynamic, I think I'm going to use kind of a nice green. Again, any color that works for you, it's fine, or you can just use a regular pencil, whatever works for you. So the first dynamic that I see is a mezzo forte, and usually what I do is I either just make a simple underline or I will circle. So the piece begins with mezzo forte. Now you're going to scan each measure and make sure there are no other dynamic markings, so second measure, but when you move down to measure 5, we have a different dynamic marking, and I think I'm going to choose a yellow for that. So in measure 5, we have a mezzo piano, and that means medium soft, which is different than the first dynamic, which was mezzo forte, which means medium loud. And then I see the very last measure has a forte. So for this forte, I think I'm going to mark that kind of a bright reddish orange to grab my attention so when I'm practicing I never miss it. So I am going to circle the forte in the last measure just like that. So as you can see, in this piece, there are 3 different dynamic markings, and it's really important when you practice to practice in these dynamics, because you're going to have to be shifting from mezzo forte to mezzo piano and to forte at the very end. Now, don't worry about the crescendo marking right here, and I'll point that out to you because I don't want you to worry about it, because in a future step we are going to be talking about the crescendo marking right here. All right, so this is what you need to do to mark your dynamics. So you've just completed your lesson, and I want to tell you, a job well done. Learning a new instrument is not easy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you'd like to share your music with me, that would be most exciting. All right, we'll see you at your next lesson.